everyone, this is Marika and welcome back to another session of Community Health Nursing. In our previous session, we were discussing about eugenics. We have discussed what is eugenics, what are the different measures of eugenics, under which we have discussed about positive and negative eugenics. So today in this session, we are going to discuss other factors that influence the health of an environment, not just eugenics, but there are various other factors that we have discussed in dimensions of health that affects the health of an individual. Today in this session, we are going to have a discussion on environment and air. How is environment important and how air influences the health of an individual? Now, environment is a very familiar term for all of us, right? We hear the term environment very frequently. What is environment? Have we ever thought about it consciously? What is environment? We use these words, but we are not aware about what exactly is the environment and how important is one's environment for the health status of an individual. Environment can be called or it can be defined as all the external factors of an individual that surrounds the individual. So environment includes not just the living things but also the non-living materials which surrounds men. Anything that is external, living and non-living, that surrounds a particular individual, that surrounds the people, can be termed as environment. Has been derived from a French word environ. What is the meaning of the term environ? It means encircle. Alright, so the term environment has been derived from old French word which is environ, and environ in French means encircle. So human being is surrounded by so many external factors from the time of birth. We are surrounded by people, animal, plants and various non-living factors as well. So every external factors that surrounds a man, which includes the living as well as non-living material, contributes to the environment of an individual. According to Stockholm, man or an individual is the creator as well as the molder of the environment or of his or her environment, which means as an individual, we are able to create our environment. We will be able to create a particular environment, and also we will be able to modify our environment, modify our surrounding. Modifying or molding our environment will give us an opportunity to grow, not just physically but also intellectually and morally. So environment contributes a lot to the health and also the growth and development of an individual. It is not just that the environment affects the health status, but it also affects other behavior of an individual, other attributes of an individual. Man is believed to not just create his environment but also mold his or her environment. Now, since we are studying about environment as nurses, we have to understand that environment has a major role in the health of an individual. So environment plays a major role in affecting the health status of any individual or a community. Environment has been the major focus of public health after it is understood that environment plays a major role in the health of an individual or a community. So of course, as we have discussed about what is community health, we discussed about dimensions of health. In that we have seen how important an environment of a person is. It plays major role in affecting the health status of an individual, or it is considered as one of the major goal to provide safe environment for the people to achieve good health status. The public health also focuses on improving or modifying the environment of an individual in order to attain health promotion. For the health of people, to maintain the good health of the people or to achieve health promotion, the environment must be preserved. The environment must be protected against all disease-causing organisms. So our environment must be safe in order to make sure that we live in a healthy environment and we do not acquire any kind of diseases from the environment. So therefore, the safe environment is to be preserved and it has to be protected from any kind of disease-causing organism. Now we have understood that environment is referred to as the immediate surrounding of an individual. Immediate surrounding of human being is considered as environment, right? But environmental pollution is one of the major problem in today's world. We know how polluted the air and water is in current situation. So environment pollution is one of the major concern or one of the major issue that we are facing. Now environment pollution is of course directly related to the health status of an individual. Environmental pollution will affect the health of an individual in different ways. There are various factors that affects the environment or that causes environmental pollution, such as deforestation, fire and smoke, open defecation, industrialization, improper sewage treatment, disposal of waste in open areas, and also advancement in nuclear technologies. So environmental pollution is not caused because of one specific reason. There are various factors that affects the environment, that pollutes the environment, and it includes open defecation, improper sewage treatment, disposal of waste, and also nuclear technologies, various advancement in nuclear technologies. Now, we all know that environmental pollution over a period of time has an impact on the health status of an individual. Environmental pollution causes harm to an individual, to a community, which causes different health problems in an individual. Therefore, it is necessary for us to protect the environment, to preserve the safe environment, so that fresh air and water can reach out to people, so that people are able to breathe fresh air and also consume fresh food. Having a safe environment or protecting the environment will not only give us fresh air and fresh food to consume, but also we will have a constant climate that will not cause any kind of harm in our biological functioning. When our surrounding itself is not proper, is not suitable, then of course it will affect our health. It will of course affect the daily functioning of our body. Of course, over a period of time, it can cause various diseases in humans. Let's talk about our country, India. In India, we see that majority of the occupation of Indian people is agriculture. For agriculture, people will need cattle. So rearing of cattle is done at home, especially cows, buffaloes, and bulls. So they are to be reared at home. Majority of population in India depend on agriculture. For agriculture, for various purposes, cattle are required. In villages, cows and buffaloes are kept in order to have a source of income, in order to make sure that the milk of cows or buffaloes can be sold for extra income of the people in the village. Now, of course, if we have a cow or a buffalo at home, it is obvious that the cow will produce cow dung. And the cow dungs, if not properly disposed, it will lead to breeding of mosquitoes, and also it will pollute the environment or pollute the surrounding. So all of this will eventually affect the health of the person. So this is how in rural areas, rearing of cow and buffaloes, even if it is helping them or even if it is as a source of income for them, it is affecting the health of an individual. Now, environmental pollution not only affects the human being but also the plants and animals in the surrounding as well. Because of various environmental pollution, because of various problems in the environment, it may lead to various infectious diseases in a community. As the quality of air, water, and food that we consume deteriorates, it is obvious that it will lead to various diseases in human beings. Now, that was about rural area, how majority of population in India is affected. Whereas when we talk about urban areas as well, we see that even in urban areas, there are industrialization, deforestation that takes place. And because of this, it is obvious that it is polluting the environment. So these will also cause problems in the health of an individual. In urban areas, we see that there is industrialization. Because there are many number of vehicles, the air is always polluted in urban areas. Very few green belts can be seen in urban areas, and we know that those green belts, those small areas will not be able to prevent any kind of air pollution. There is, of course, a fast development that we see in science and technology. There are so many things that are developing. There are industrialization. There are more number of opportunities for people to work. But as the science and technology is developing, as our community or society is technologically developing, it has negative impact on our environment as well. I hope you've got a basic idea about what environment is. So that is it for today's class. In this class, we have discussed about what is environment. We've had a general discussion on what is environment, and under environment, the first environmental factor that affects the health status of an individual, which is air. We've seen what is air, how it affects the health of an individual, which layer of the atmosphere is mainly affected. In our next session, we will see about how is air polluted and what are the various effects of air pollution on the health of an individual. I hope the class was helpful, and I'll see you all in the next session. Thank you and have a great day ahead.